السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. يعطيك العافية دكتور فهد، وشكرا على قبولك الدعوة المشاركة في الأسبوع التوعوي للتدريب التعاوني. دكتور فهد إن شاء الله راح يتكلم على إجراءات التدريب التعاوني من الناحية الأكاديمية. جميع السيشنز مسجلة. الحضور إلى الآن ما اكتمل، لكن بحكم انشغال بعض الطلاب في اختبارات أو مشاريع أخرى، فبإذن الله السيشن مسجلة، واللي أي استفسارات بعد انتهاء الأسبوع التوعوي بإذن الله دكتور فهد أو وحدة التدريب التعاوني جاهزين للرد على كل التساؤلات. تقدر تتفضل دكتور فهد.
نعم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله جميعا. So I'll start. This is like awareness. So what I will do, I will give you just some tips about how to utilize really the co-op training periods, which is almost 10 weeks, to have or to gain practical skills from the co-op training, plus really how to make yourself ready for the job market after doing the co-op training. Mainly, I'll go through these things. I'll talk about the importance and the objectives of co-op training. I'll start with the co-op training objectives, because if you are aware as a student about the objectives of the co-op training, from the first day you will understand actually your rights. You know actually exactly we designed this co-op training course for what are the objectives you need actually to achieve, and all the units supporting the co-op training program should do something actually to help you achieving these objectives. So it is very important. Then I will talk about some guidelines for choosing a place for training. When you are deciding actually to pick or to select a company to work on for the co-op training, you have actually to look for their characteristics, to look for their opportunities, what are the departments they have, so that really does it fit with your major or not. And then I will talk about the methods. How can really you practice during the co-op training to get skills required as computer science or CIS or CYS or AI program major. And then I will talk about just really how to prepare yourself early for the progress reports and final reports. And then after the co-op training, what should you do when you are at the end of the co-op training? So these are the main agenda for today's talk. And then for sure, I give you a chance to ask questions. So some of the points I'll go quickly because I'm aware that you have a knowledge from the previous workshops. And some other points, I'll go through the details due to the importance of these points. So for the supervisor, you know that you will have two supervisors. One which is the academic supervisor, and other one which is the site supervisor. Now you should know from the first day and even during this week about the responsibilities of both supervisors. So if you have an issue, you know to whom you have to address your question. And also you should have your rights when you are communicating with the supervisor, either the site supervisor, academic supervisor, the co-op unit, so that they can address your questions and solve your problems. You can see here the vision statement of the co-op. Due to the importance of co-op training program, the college, and also as it is required by the NCAA, by the university, should have a vision statement. So it looks like a program. this is actually not similar to other courses. In the other courses, we don't have vision statement for the courses. We have course objectives directly. But for co-op training, there is a vision statement such that it's actually a very important program aligned with the vision and mission statements of both the college and the university. And you can see the main vision for the program, for the co-op program, for all the majors, is just to develop the ability and practical skills for the students. And why? That's actually to prepare them for the competitive job market. Yes, really, we have in our college, we have different labs so that you can practice skills, but these skills related to the theory part in most of the courses. But when you come to the co-op now, you'll see real work environment, and then there you can really get and practice and be ready for the job market. So that's actually the vision statement. Let me show you just some information about the co-op goals. We have co-op goals and also training objectives. But here I'm focusing on the goals so that you can understand why we are preparing you to be ready for the co-op training, and why it is important really to choose the best company, to practice well, to gain skills there, and to do it in a well manner. You can see in the first goal, we are looking, or we hope actually that you get let's say practical experience in the respective fields before graduation. And this is the chance for you to go there in the market and practice more. And plus to apply the theoretical knowledge, you gain a lot, or you got a lot of theoretical knowledge. You applied them in different assessments in the lab, in the quizzes and whatever, final exams, whatever. But now there is a link between this theoretical knowledge and the practical work environment in real world. That's this course or this training program will fit the gap, and you can see how can you apply the knowledge you have to solve problems in the real environment. Okay, so these are the first two goals, clearly related to the knowledge you have, and then now you are practicing. But also, it's not just only a link to the skills you should have regarding your major. No, there are some other soft skills you have to gain and you have to practice during the co-op training. And you can see the third goal is talking about taking the responsibilities, the communication skills. These things can be really assessed and developed during the co-op training course. Because if you are practicing some communication skills in the college due to some assignments, projects, presentations, reports, but still you are working, or you are developing these skills within your colleagues in an academic environment, you are subjected to follow some rules according to the academia. But in the real work, no, you have actually to do these things as an employee. And this is actually very, very important. Then also another goal, as you can see, number 4, this is an opportunity for the college, for the university, to show others the skills we have with our students. So it's a sort of business marketing for all the students. So if you are doing well in the co-op training, it means that the opportunity for the market to hire students from the college will be high, and this is really what we get after maybe 7 or maybe 10 years for some of the majors, and that's actually what we get after following up and supervising students during the co-op training. We get a very positive feedback that what's the level of our students, and actually they express their feelings about the let's say, the level of our students and some of the students being hurt because of the co-op training. So please, this is actually a chance for the college to tell others in the community about the level of the students we are graduating. And also it's an opportunity for you really to have a real chance to be employed by these companies. And finally, one goal, which is actually now we return back to the academic way. How can we evaluate your skills in writing practical technical reports? That's actually one of the goals, where you have to submit technical reports, which are the progress reports and final reports. So you can see these are the main co-op goals you have to put in your mind when you are selecting a company to work on for the co-op, when you are doing, and also after preparing the final reports to be evaluated by the co-op panels. So I hope it's clear. Now let's go and understand the responsibilities for the organization. Now, I told you that there are two supervisors, one which is the academic supervisor from the college and the other one site supervisor. Now for the site supervisor, I'll talk about the main responsibilities expressed by the organization you are doing your co-op in. So you can see the first one is just to provide every student with the training and task plan. So when you join the company or the organization, from the first day, you have to ask about the task plan, training or task plan. This will give you a chance to look at the plan. Maybe you can communicate with the academic supervisor to see will it fit with your major? Is it enough? This task, these training tasks are enough for you to develop new skills, to gain really the co-op goals, to attain these goals or not. So it's very, very important. And this is your rights to ask and to get these plans. So that's actually, and regarding the duration of the co-op, this will be also part of the contract, part of the agreement with the unit, co-op unit in the college, and also the companies. So, but more probably it's actually 10 weeks, unless there are some other regulations in the future. So the co-op unit can contact you and announce these things. And now when I'm speaking about this right, because be careful, the task plan should have a link to your major. So you are, for example, a computer science, and now you are doing the stuff of, and most of the tasks is like stuff of, let's say, clerk tasks. You are doing a sort of just reporting some existing issues without practicing, without being involved in solving problems, in programming, in designing. So if nothing like this in your plan, it means that actually they need actually to do the training as a duty for the community service to be counted for them, but they don't care about your future. They don't care about the skills that you have to get. So please, immediately in the first day, ask about the task plan, and then you can contact your academic supervisor to double check the contents, and will it actually help you to develop your skills or not. And then the second point about the organization, they have to assign a site supervisor for you. And this should be done during actually the first few days. I mean, in the first week of training, you should know who is your site supervisor, and that site supervisor should be dedicated, and you should start contacting them in the first day of the co-op. And the third one, they should respect and they should treat you as an employee. in the organization. And this is why I told you about the co-op goals. Goal number three is talking about the communication skills such that you will be ready for the job market. So if they are treating you as a student and they are not giving you tasks like other employees in your major, it means you will not get an opportunity to develop yourself for the job market in the communication skills and taking the responsibilities and so on. So this is actually very important rights you should know, and you should be aware about your rights actually to be there as an employee. Now, the last one is okay. It depends on the policy of the organization about supporting you for the transportation, and this should be mentioned when you are joining the organization for the co-op. So it depends on the policy of the organization. It's not a must, it's not a mandatory, but it depends on the contract and their policy. Now for the academic supervisor, you can see also, you should know their responsibilities, and thus you should know your rights when you are contacting the academic supervisor. So first, they have to guide you and assist you to report your progress. That's actually through the bi-weekly progress reports. And also they have to guide you if you are encountering any problem during the co-op training. So this can be done by either, later on I will show you, they have to visit you on site. So during this visit, you can show if you are encountering issues, and also through the email or through even the progress report. You can tell them about the issues you are facing, the challenges you are facing during the co-op, and they have to respond to you, and they have to be involved in providing you guidelines or even sometimes solutions. Reviewing the task plan. I talked about the task plan that should be prepared and given to you in the first day of the co-op from the organization. And now contact the co-op, the academic supervisor, to review and give you feedback about the task. And see number 3, I will not go through the details of these forms, and I'm assuming that they have presented the contents of these forms. But also academic supervisor responsible about gathering and contacting you to get to prepare these forms. And these forms also will be announced through the Blackboard, and then you should upload all of these during the co-op, and it depends on the guidelines given by the academic supervisor and the co-op unit. And then there is actually about a responsibility from the academic supervisor to evaluate your progress and asking you to submit the final report, final presentation. Visiting the co-op students on site is very important. So you should know that this is actually one of the responsibilities of academic supervisor, and it has to be on site. I'm aware that during the COVID-19, it has most of the visits were canceled because of the pandemic and being accepted to be online. But really now there is no issue, and I think it will be better for the academic supervisor to visit the co-op students on site. Because why rather than using the online? On site, it means actually they will be in face-to-face with the students and also with the site supervisors. They will be aware about the existing facilities within the company, and they will be able directly, immediately to solve the problems in the place at the same time during this visit. So you have to be aware about your rights to have such visit. And then finally, the academic supervisor may ask you to help for collecting some of the surveys. You as a student should do a survey about the co-op training, and also the company represented by the site supervisor should give us a feedback about the co-op, and this feedback should come as an output from the survey. So sometimes we may, as an academic supervisors, contact you to help encouraging the site supervisor actually to help and prepare such survey. And finally, just you know that you will have an evaluation, an oral presentation, and maybe the academic supervisors will be part of the banners based on the distribution done by the co-op unit. Now, as I told you, I'll not go through the details of these forms, but now as awareness, I need just to show you some hints that may help you to improve the write-up of the final report, the write-up of the progress report, and so on. So this is one of the most important forms you have to submit to the academic supervisor bi-weekly, called progress report. Every 2 weeks, depends also on the announcement from the academic supervisor, you should submit a form. And then here you can see, you have to list the tasks you have done during these 2 weeks. What are the problems faced? All the sorts of problems, not just only technical problems. If you are encountering a problem related to the communication with the site supervisor, also you have to mention this here, so that the academic supervisor will be aware about the type of problems you are encountering. And this progress report will be like an evidence if you are encountering an issue during the co-op or at the end of the co-op with the site supervisor, then this like an evidence, we can go back and double check the sort of problems you were encountering during the co-op. Resources used. So here you have to mention all the resources used to support you doing these tasks. However, what you are writing here should be like a summary, but you have to support this summary by some, let's say, details about the tasks, including the background and some other information. And also you have to clarify the benefit of using these resources and for what you have used each of these resources. This should be part of the progress report, but not in this table. Then that's actually in the, let's see, appendix or something added to this progress report. And I will show you these things in one of the slides in the coming tips or observations. But here, just generally, that's actually the benefit. Here you can see that your site supervisor should give you sorry, an attendance report, should send us actually an attendance report, so that from the first day you should be aware that they have to give you such form as you have to add your signature here, they have to add some comments. So this actually a proof that you did the co-op in 50 working days in the organization. So that's actually a very important sample. That's actually 105 attendance report. And another form which is very important for you to understand the contents, this is actually a site supervisor evaluation form. Now I'm listing this here, I'm presenting this form here because we encountered several issues or queries coming from the students after getting actually the final grades. They are struggling with why we get such grades. Is it because of the final evaluation or what? And some of the students actually, they have an issue with this site supervisor evaluation form. And you know that the weight of this one is 25%. So it's like 25 points. We are getting these 25 points from this form related to site supervisor as an average with a similar form evaluated by the academic supervisor. So let's say, and the 106B, and there is 106A, one for the academic supervisor should be evaluated when visiting you on site, and this one evaluated at the end by the site supervisor. see these items. So it's not just only because you are doing a well progress report. Now you should aware about these points, and you should prepare yourself, show them that really you have these skills from the first day. Enthusiasm, interest in the work, delivering the accurate work. So when they are asking you about prepare a report, so be sure and that you are providing them detailed report and accurate report. Your reports supported by references, citations, and so on. So accurate work, and then also you have to show them that really you understand and you can understand their new systems. You can deal with these systems easily and smoothly. For sure, also the initiatives. So if you saw a problem, then you can just provide solutions. You can suggest. Don't just wait the tasks they are assigning to you. No, if you feel that there is an issue, you can also start reporting, suggesting. So be initiative is a very, very important. Reliability is another aspect. So you can see, you have to look at this form in the, I think, co-op booklet. You can get all of these forms, and from day one, you can just double check these items they are using, or these rubrics they are using to evaluate you at the end. And that's actually, it's not an easy, it's 25%. Be aware about this. And you can see, now you have the right also to, that's actually a company evaluation form. This actually a form being used to evaluate the company. So this is very important for you to give us your opinion about the company. This will help us to decide about the next cycle. Will we assign some students to this company or not? And that's actually why we are asking, would you recommend this company to other students? Yes or no, or depends on your opinion. So this is very important to support the co-op unit managing and deciding about the assigning students to these companies in the next cycle. Also, you should be aware about your responsibility about also giving an evaluation for different criteria, including the orientation you get for this co-op, like these workshops, training program in general, training supervision, and be aware that what you are providing here is very important to enhance the co-op unit. Another tips that will help you just in these co-op, let's say, rubrics, to understand when you are designing your co-op report, you should be aware about these rubrics we are using to evaluate your co-op report. Now, co-op report deserves, I think, that's 35 points evaluated by the evaluation panel at the end. And you can see some of the rubrics regarding the organization, the style of the write-up, but a very important rubric is the co-op experience. And this can be judged and evaluated based on the content of the report about the skills you have as an outcome from the co-op. What did you do? And the type and the level of the co-op skills reported in the final report. That's actually C15. Okay, so be careful when you are preparing your final report and when you are doing the co-op, because at the end you will report what you have done. If you are not doing well based on the tasks plan you get from the site supervisor, then you will not have any valuable thing to be reported at the end. And we, as a panel for evaluating your report, will look for this at the beginning. When you are reporting just task part of the rubric, you will have low grades. So please look at these forms when you are joining the co-op, so that you will be aware about what the contents should be reported at the end. Similarly, when we are evaluating the co-op presentation, and I think it's actually about 25%, and then you see also, again, co-op experience have majority, it's actually 10. And the rest is just about your capability to answer questions and the technical knowledge you have. So the main skills like the delivery and the clarity in the presentation is just very low. It's like 3 point here and 3 point here. But the rest is actually talking about the experience, your capability to answer these questions. Okay. So, and now quickly I will go through some just observations based on our experience, based on the queries we received from the co-op students from the previous batches, and how did we address these things. And that's actually, I'm just, let's say, conveying these into you as tips, observations, so that you can avoid you being in trouble because of these things. So the first one is, if you are working, you may work in the same organization, on the same site, or the same field with some of other students related to your major or other majors. So in this case, can you submit the same report? That's actually one of the things we received. No. Actually, if we detect that during the evaluation, if we detect that 2 reports are the same, we treat this as a cheating and 0 grade will be given for the 2 students. Even if both students are working on the same tasks, maybe the site supervisor assigned both of you the same list of tasks, but we are expecting that each one of you will report, will write about the skills in different way. And this actually, there is no tolerance about such policy, so you should have different reports compared to others. So we consider it like an assignment, so we look to have something different. Otherwise, we consider it like a cheating. So be careful about this one from now. Now, other observations that at the end, when we are evaluating the co-op final report, we found that some of the students, they have some, let's say, trivial tasks, or they have tasks with no details. So in this case, actually, you have, and from now, I'm telling you that you should give enough details about the task you are doing. Yes, you have a specific format, you have a specific template for the progress report, but there is a chance at the end of that table to provide more information. Okay. So I will show you some of these details that you have to do at the end of these observations. Don't take an hour. So some of the observations here, based on the reports, the final reports, we found that some of the tasks, they are very trivial. I mean, tasks that can be done in 1 hour and reported as a list of tasks being conducted for 2 weeks. It's not good if we are getting in a progress report, regardless of the evaluation of the academic supervisor in the blackboard, I mean, in terms of the grades. But these things will be reflected into your final report, and your final report will be evaluated by a panel. It's not necessary that the same academic supervisor who graded your progress report will be part of the evaluation. So please, this is a very important tip. You have to work and you have to ask about real tasks related to your major in the field, and you have to really prepare very detailed information about these tasks. We don't need to see actually for 2 weeks some of the tasks can be done by hours. We know actually the amount of time required to do most of the tasks, and you are reporting these to be done by 2 weeks. Be careful about this one. And what I'm encouraging you, actually, after getting the task plan from the site supervisor, you have actually to ask them to give you tasks related to your major. You can be initiative and then propose something that can be done in your, based on the knowledge you have, based on the skills you have to solve some of the problems. If you are encountering problems with the site supervisor, they are not listening to you, they are not giving you such real tasks, then immediately you have to contact the co-op unit. You have through the academic supervisor or through the representative of the co-op unit. See, that's actually regarding the first observation I talked about, that you should give more information about these tests. Here in the table, it's okay, you can give a summary, but you can give a background, requirements, the procedures you have followed, the results, and the conclusion, references you have used, and you can support your report by evidences, screenshots from the work you have done. That's actually for the bi-weekly report, or what we call it, the progress report. And also you can bring more details about the binding tasks, your plan to solve these binding tasks according to the plan. And also if you have any other comments about the challenges, about the, let's say, your feedback, your opinion about the task you have done can be added as other comments. This is actually the last section from my side, which is about frequently asked questions. These are the most questions being asked by the co-op students. So I need just to address these questions from now. And then I give you a chance if you have any question about the co-op. When does my co-op end? Now, and it depends on the general, regardless of the dates. But in general, you have to do 50 days working days in the organization. That's actually the major guidelines for this one. It could be done in 10 weeks, and the vacation weeks will not be included. So you have actually to sign 50 days in your attendance report. Is this work good enough? Now it depends on the contact the academic supervisor when you get the task plan provided by the site supervisor, and then the academic supervisor will give you an opinion. Is it enough or not enough in terms of the number of tasks and in terms of the type of the task? They don't let me do IT work. I'm just observing. Is that okay? No, it's not okay. First, it's your responsibility to be initiative and to provide solutions and to suggest that I can do this, I can do that. It's your responsibility to report such issue to the academic supervisor so that they can be involved in solving this issue, contacting the site supervisor and so on. So there is no any obstacles to avoid such actually circumstances. You have many ways to solve this problem at the beginning by contacting the academic supervisor, the co-op training unit, and also kindly you can also ask them to give you enough tasks related to your major. If you are contacting the co-op training early and you have this issue, then there is a chance to move you to another site or another organization if it is available. Otherwise, also we'll do our best actually to solve it in the same site. And then can you have the same report? I already talked about this one. No, as actually there is no tolerance about such sort of cheating. It's not now, maybe sometimes not a sort of cheating. If you are not aware about this rule and then you said we work together on the same list of tasks, then why we should give different reports? But that's actually an academic guidelines because we are evaluating you as an individual in the write-up, in reporting your skills, in reporting the progress report, and so on. So it's like an individual work, an individual assignment. So that's actually, as I said, for the when the co-op should end, 10 weeks, 50 working days, and it depends on the policy. Okay, is this work good enough? No, and then I talked about this one, that you should have like programming, designing, and you know, actually the major things related to your major should be practiced in the site, so that is actually your responsibility to ensure that you have such a chance in the organization. And we talked about this one. Is it okay to just have nothing related to your major or no? I said it's your duty to solve and to look for a solution from the co-op unit. And it's not actually, you cannot actually do and produce the same report. And you can see this actually as an academic supervisor, these things will be announced to you through the Blackboard, and they give you actually specific deadlines for each task, but mainly during the co-op, you have to submit the progress reports. At the beginning, you have to submit some of the forms. At the last, also, they will ask you to submit specific forms, and then you can submit the final report and the presentation. For the grading policy, I think you are aware, and we talked about some, that for all the progress reports will be evaluated out of 15. Evaluation forms, I showed you the evaluation forms, one for the site supervisor, other one for academic supervisor, that's actually 25. You have a list of rubrics, then we are evaluating you based on the visit or based on your daily work with the company. That's actually 25. So now total is 40. And the rest is just only for the final report and the final presentation. And this is why I started this talk by showing you all of the rubrics regarding all of these items to help you getting actually high grades at the end. Okay, now I'm just waiting for your question. If you have any question, and then we can address, it will be my pleasure. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, thanks. So if you have yeah, for sure. I will share it with the co-op unit, and I will share the slides and the talk. I think it has been recorded, so they will share it with you. Yeah, for sure, they will share it with you through the email. Yes. How can I see here? فرصة التدريب في إدارة الأدلة الجنائية. Actually, you have to contact the, I think Shahad is asking about, about is it possible to join, يعني هل ممكن تلتحق في دائرة معينة من الدوائر الحكومية للتدريب التعاوني، للتدريب لفرصة التدريب التعاوني. هذا السؤال ممكن يتم توجيهه إلى الكو-op training unit, and they will give you guideline, type of companies, organizations, departments that have a link or agreement with the college for training. And also, you know, either you can go to these departments by yourself and get the chance to be trained there, but come back to the co-op unit so they agree about the contract you have, they agree about the company, or you can just get a list of the companies from the co-op unit so that you can select which one actually give you a chance. How can I and when should I ask the company to provide me with the residence or transportation you need? I told you, here I think Zahra is asking about this question. So I told you now, it depends on the contract. Some of the companies, they provide such sort of facilities, transportation fees and so on. Others, they don't have. So you should know actually the policy of the company. The co-op unit may help you because they have a knowledge about the type of contracts and the facilities provided by most of the companies. So before joining, then you can contact the co-op and ask about the facilities provided by the company. في بعض الاستفسارات they get يعني بعض الاستفسارات من الطلاب والطالبات انه انا عندي فرصه في مكان معين وابغى اعرف هل هي افضل من الفرصه في مكان اخر. Now I couldn't give any tips or let's say I can't help because actually it depends on what's the type of the company you get opportunity to work with and the other options. So then, and what's your major, so we can compare. But it's okay, you can I think the co-op unit, I will add my email to the presentation slides so that when they are sharing the slides with you, you get my email and you can contact me through the email for such specific questions. And I may conduct a session with you, online session with you, just to guide you and help you which better opportunity you can do and which company for example, based on my experience, which company you can join to get better co-op training.
الله يعطيك العافية دكتور فهد، وشكرا لك على أنك شاركت الطلاب ولو جزء بسيط من خبرتك في التدريب التعاوني. بجاوب على بعض الأسئلة الخاصة بالتدريب. يعني أنا لاحظت أنه أغلب الأسئلة صارت لاختيار التدريب بشكل عام. زي ما ذكرنا في اليوم الأول، إن شاء الله أن كل السيشنز مسجلة وراح تلقون إجاباتكم كلها في الجلسة الأولى. راح نرسل لكم إن شاء الله التسجيلات يوم الأحد. بخصوص شهد، تقدرين تتواصلين مع شهد وكل اللي يسأل عن نوع الفرصة أو كيف ممكن إنه هو يختار الفرصة. أول شيء استمعوا للقاء الأول اليوم الأول، وثاني شيء إيميل وحدة التدريب التعاوني يجاوبكم على كل الأسئلة. وعلشان يروح منكم التخوف عن طبيعة التدريب وهل هو مناسب لنا أو لا في أي جهة، اشترطنا أنه يكون مع خطاب القبول خطة تدريب. فأي مكان راح تروحون تقدمون عليه لازم تتفاوضون معهم على خطة تدريب، بحيث أنه الطالب يعرف بالضبط هو على إيش رايح أو إيش راح تكون مهامه خلال فترة التدريب. وهذا الشيء من حقكم ويضمن لكم تدريب أفضل. فبالنسبة لشهد، ممكن تتواصلي معي بشكل مباشر. أنا أعتقد أن في أحد من الطلبة السنوات اللي فاتت تدرب في الأدلة الجنائية، فبس يبغاني أبحث بس في الموضوع ونعرف إذا هو مناسب أو كان مناسب أو لا. النقطة الثانية أنك لازم أصلا تطلبين منهم خطة تدريب من البداية. فإن شاء الله أنه دكتور فهد، ماني عارفة إذا في أسئلة زيادة موجهة للدكتور فهد.
لا أعتقد في سؤال عن البرزنتيشن النهائية راح تكون في الجامعة أو في الشركة. لا، هي يعني بالتأكيد الإيفالويشنز كلها بعد الانتهاء من الكواب راح تكون في الجامعة في الكلية.
معلش أحب أنوه إنه التدريب التعاوني صار 12 أسبوع، إلزامي 12 أسبوع، فمش 50 working days، راح يكون أكثر للجميع. فالجميع راح يتدرب المفروض 12 أسبوع مش 10 أسابيع. بخصوص سؤال سلطان، لو ما حصل فرصة بالفصل الصيفي كيف يتدرب الترم الأول؟ مثل ما ذكرنا كل الطلاب المفروض أنهم يوفرون الفرصة التدريبية سواء بالصيف أو بالفصل الدراسي الأول. وحدة التدريب التعاوني راح توفر فرص محدودة وبالأغلب داخل الكلية، وفي بعض الشركات ممكن تكون 2 أو 3 فقط للطلبة بالفصل الدراسي الأول، وراح تكون محدودة والأولوية للهايست GPA. فلا تعتمدون على العروض اللي من الكلية، لأن في الأساس راح توصلكم متأخر قبل بداية التدريب بأسبوعين أو 3. فمن الآن مارس إلى سبتمبر عندكم وقت طويل أنكم تتواصلون مع شركات أكثر وتتفاوضون معهم بخصوص خطة التدريب، ترجعون مرة ثانية لوحدة التدريب وحنا راح نقيم التدريب إذا هو مناسب أو لا. لكن الفصل الصيفي من شروطه أن الكلية ما راح توفر نهائيا ولا عرض تدريبي، وبشكل تلقائي إذا ما حد جاب لنا عرض تدريبي أو الطالب ما وفر عرض تدريبي له في خلال الفصل الصيفي مباشرة راح ينحسب الطالب كطالب في الفصل الدراسي الأول، يعني ما يحتاج أنكم تبلغونه.
ممتاز. في سؤال أستاذة طفلة ممتاز. هل في مهارات معينة أحتاج أتعلمها قبل التدريب واللي تعلمناه في الجامعة كفاية؟ هذا سؤال من طالبة في تخصص السياسة. شيء جيد أنه تبدأ لتجهيز نفسك بالمهارات المطلوبة قبل البدء في الكواب. إذا حددت الشركة المطلوبة العمل فيها كتدريب تعاوني، بإمكانك الحصول على معلومات عن طبيعة العمل في الشركة، عن الديبارتمنتس المختلفة فيها، وهذه ممكن تحصل عليها من ال available website information. They should have for example website. ما أعتقد أنه في شركة معينة بدون ويب سايت، فتستطيع إذا من خلال التواصل مع الديبارتمنتس مباشرة أو من خلال الحصول على المعلومات كافية عن طبيعة العمل. بالتالي تستطيع معرفة ما هي الأشياء you don't have it، الأشياء الناقصة عندك من خلال السكيلز you have، وتبدأ على الأقل التعرف على طبيعة البرامج المستخدمة، نمط السيرفيسز المقدمة من هذه الشركة، بحيث يكون الأسبوع الأول اللي هو الأورينتيشن في الشركة بالنسبة لك already you have the full knowledge and you may prepare yourself for مثلا ممكن تطلع على بعض التولز المستخدمة، تبدأ التعرف عليها، معرفة السكيلز either designing skills programming skills required for this one. يعني مثلا أحد الشركات متخصصة في إنتاج البرامج و they are using Visual Studio or Flutter in their مثلا applications. أنت ما عندك خبرة في الفلاتر، it's actually good to go and then at least have some مثلا courses in Flutter, online courses in Flutter. There are many YouTube's videos and so on about different programming languages, so you can prepare yourself like this.
نعم صحيح دكتور فهد، والضيوف في الأيام اللي فاتت تكلموا كثير عن المهارات المطلوبة وكيف ممكنكم تكتسبونها قبل أو خلال فترة التدريب. فإن شاء الله يوم الأحد إذا أرسلنا لكم تسجيلات أنكم تستفيدون منها.
أعتقد أستاذة طفلة ما في.
أيوة شكرا لك دكتور فهد، وشكرا على البرزنتيشن. إن شاء الله إنه يكون الطلاب استفادوا. أعتقد ما يحتاج إنك تشاركهم بالبرزنتيشن لأن راح نشاركهم إن شاء الله التسجيل.
تمام.
فالله يعطيك العافية وأتمنى للجميع التوفيق.
بالتوفيق، شكرا جزيلا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
عليكم السلام.